I feel like a lot of the time I have very impulsive tendencies. Like I jump at the opportunity to, do things or say something or, comment or, it just happens. And, I've been told that I have to pull back a lot more because I have a tendency to naturally be impulsive and, jump at the opportunity to do something. So what are some ways that I can, practice pulling back and becoming less impulsive? You may say. No.
Whoever is telling you to pull back, it's not going through me. I'm not telling you to pull back.
Yeah.
You're telling a young guy, with energy is something, with intelligence, not some. With intelligence, with understanding to pull back, or you don't pull back. You don't tell the fish to swim.
Do you? You don't tell the fish to fly. You don't tell the bird to swim. He wants to fly. Guide it. Guide it. Guide it and teach it how to fly. It is something that is beyond our glass is half full or our glass is half empty. It's not playing with words here. Okay? So number one, I'm not telling you to pull back. If anything, I will tell you, do whatever you're doing, but watch yourself. Observe what you're doing, and then report to me what you observe. And then you may, let's say, judge yourself, or at least not judge, but look at how it was when you were reacting or acting on that certain situation. Observe yourself. More than pulling back is observe. Observe yourself. Look at yourself. Understand. Think. Tafakkur. Tafakkur is to think. To observe. How can you not think if you don't observe? Yes? And understand, as our Shaykh is saying, Prophet is saying 1 hour of observation, 1 hour of tafakkur. It is better than 70 years of worship. Now, in this way, more than anything, we're taught how to observe. Observe yourself, observe others. Observe yourself more. Observe yourself when you're hungry. Observe yourself when you're full. Observe yourself when you're sleepy, when you're well, when you're sick. Observe yourself. This is how you are going to understand. And then it's up to you whether you want to control it or to let it go. Because you know what you are doing. You're observing. You are studying. You need to study yourself. And then you will know by yourself, because you're studying yourself, you're looking at that situation, whether you need to go 20 miles an hour or 120 miles an hour. But this observation of self, this observation, it is not a big thing in this country, in the West really. Because observation means you focus. You're not distracted. You observe one thing and it can take minutes, it can take hours, sometimes years. You observe. Yes?
Yes.
If you belong to a society where they don't teach you to observe, and observing means sometimes there's something, sometimes there's nothing. But when it is not a society that teaches you to observe, to study yourself, what some people say, meditate, right? Focus. It doesn't really, you cannot make money from this basically. You can't. How are you going to make money? You're going to make money from a stone garden, put one stone there, you stare at it. How much money are you going to make? And how long that thing is going to last? Maybe they put a timer, they say you can only stare at this stone or this garden or this thing for 1 hour, later you have to buy a new one maybe, but it doesn't sell. When you belong to a society that is capitalist, industrialist like this, consumerist, then it is about, if you're satisfied with one thing, how to make them to want 10 things. If they want 10 things, you make them, how to make them want 100 things. Always igniting the passion, the nafs, the desire. You understand?
Yes.
So, and always when they say that you have a desire, you have to fulfill it. You have to desire, that's why you're always overstimulated from young. You're not taught how to observe. Overstimulated from young because in order to satisfy this, so many things, you have to spend a lot of money. You do. Especially coming from a materialist point of view, you have to spend money in order to get something. And you're stuck there. Kids today, even during our time, depending, they're overstimulated. So they don't even know what it means to observe because they never watch an ant crawl. Never watch an ant crawl. They never watch, and here I'm shifting to nature before your own nature, to nature. They never see sheep, really. Why they like this? Observing, watching. The tree growing, falling. All these things, it is there. Some people are doing it, but the whole ideology of the country is not promoting that. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, good. So, but once, if this is taught, and kids, they are not taught to always be happy, always be playing. No, not playing. How you say? Always be excited. Always be stimulated. Huh? If they're taught that, they get very bored. Take away things, they get very bored. Then they start making it from themselves instead of relying from something outside. They don't need to take from outside. They don't need to buy from outside. It's inside. You understand? They make it. And kids do that naturally. They play pretend, they play this and that, and they make things that are so interesting, intelligent. Boredom, it is very important. Because when you're bored that time, that's the time, ironically, that's the time you wake up and you try to do something. Huh?
Yeah.
Learn just, and do you have some cultures that say, how can you watch without controlling also? How can you watch without judging? Yeah, you can. They teach us in certain schools, they say, you're breathing, right? Alhamdulillah, inshallah, everyone is breathing. But watch yourself when you're watching your breathing. Suddenly, something is there. It's not natural.
Yeah.
Correct or no?
Correct.
To just be controlling your breathing by not controlling your breathing, meaning you watch how you breathe, but you just let it go. You don't control that. It's already a skill. What happens when you do that? Then the reality of the thing will expose itself to you. Yourself will expose, other things will expose, because you say, wait, just let's see what happens next. Let's see what happens next. You start thinking, it's moving like this, it's interesting. You start thinking, it's moving like this, maybe because of that, but no, it's not because of that, oh, it's because of something else. So it's very interactive. You start thinking. And once you start making the connection now with the awliya Allah, you start making a connection now to your sheikhs and how they... Why I'm saying all these things? Because Shaykh Effendi said it. He says in the old days, person walking, simple man walking, and he sees something on the ground. He stops there. 1 hour he's looking at a worm or something on the floor. Looking. And then he walks again. Bilal? Looking at nature. Who makes nature? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Is there wisdoms in nature? Definitely. So now you're going to take lesson. You're going to have wisdom. Wisdom is the essence of knowledge, you see. Everyone has knowledge these days, but they become like donkey carrying books. There is no wisdom. They're not taking. Wisdom means what is the essence of knowledge. They don't take that. So many times it's difficult to apply the knowledge. But if there is a wisdom that is there, it's easy to apply. It is. Women can go back. Children also who are there, women and children in the small masjid, you can go back. You're not listening to sohbat, you're gabbing with each other, your children are there. Chef Andy's house is over there, you can go and relax and gab as much as you want over there. This is sohbat that is happening here. Yeah, we're not hearing. Maybe one of our... No, not you. You still like that, they start hating you. They already don't like you anyway. Go tell them. No, not you. Karishma, no. Sit down. Let's go. Then you will be required to do things without so much of the things that are going to interfere you in doing it. I don't want to say feelings, you understand? It's more than just feelings or emotions. Huh? You have to have a feeling, but it's not going to interfere because you are keeping it. Although it wants to jump up and down, but you're keeping it cool. When you're driving, I'm observing, the more that they are speeding now, the more you see them getting more focused. You don't see them when they're speeding, they start eating pizza from behind. Some people, they become like expert. They can go like this, take a pizza and eat and drive at the same time. But the more they are, even if it is very exciting, so many things are happening, the more that they are focused. The more they are trained to handle that kind of stress. The more you understand it's not stress, this is part of life, don't run away from it, don't be childish. And when you do that, you can go further. Why you need to go further? Because we have a long way to go. We have a long way. That you're not going to get agitated so fast because all of that wasted energy is not doing anything to you. You're driving, you need to concentrate, you need to really, and that time, you're not going to do like this too, to look. Yes? Maybe when you're just driving slow, you can look like this maybe. But the more that you are, the more that you understand, I have to focus, but my vision now has to be like this. You become very aware. Awareness. You need to be aware of yourself. That you become more aware of yourself, aware of others, aware of your surroundings, aware of your past, aware of your present, aware how it's going to affect your future. You're aware of who is looking at you, why they're looking at you, when they're looking at you. You understand? Yes. Then once you become aware, you have not just these eyes. You have many eyes, different kinds of eyes. We see. To see, it is also a divine quality, yes? But don't think Allah sees the way we see. Huh? To see, to be able to, visualize is more than visualize. To be able to know what is in your surroundings, what is inside of you, to see. It's not just with this. So, you need more sohbats like this. But you're not here too many times. Then you have to listen to the sohbat. You have to think. You understand?
Yes.
And try to process. Come up with 100 questions, doesn't matter. Sit and ask. Then observe your Shaykh. The Shaykh is there, our Shaykh is there to bring us, to help us to come. Shaykh Effendi is there, helping us, bringing us to the holy presence of the Prophet ﷺ. we don't know how to reach that presence by ourselves. They have gone back and forth. You understand? And to divine presence, we leave that for another day. But we don't know how to. They're training us how to be. So, practice it. Rehearse it.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
You can have rehearsals, you can have a full run, you can have a full dress, whatever. You know, there are different kinds.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you rehearse, then you say, oh, like this. Then it's very interesting at that time. That time you stop also having all these things to interfere into the understanding. You're not going to be too angry or too jealous or too this or too that. You're just going to say, interesting. Even if something bad is happening in front of you, you're seeing it, you stop judging. The person is doing that, but you know you can do worse. You don't judge, you say, interesting. I wonder how that happens. Because it could happen to me. Then you will know your enemy. And you'll know how the enemy attacks. And you'll know how to defend. Huh?
So,
Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.